Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils, Health Matters, and Living the Wholesome Life. And this is week 6, day 5 of our positive, peaceful growth journey, where we're having positive affirmations every morning and talking about some of the things that can affect us in life and how we might be able to deal with them. So, hold on just a minute. This week's affirmation for the week is I am happy being in the moment. So I hope that, and we started that on Monday, on every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then today, and hopefully through the weekend, you have paid, well, hopefully we all have paid more attention being happy in the moment. I know that I've definitely caught myself or been more monitoring of myself. Am I happy? What's going on? Like one time I just felt myself a little bit tense or grumpy or whatever that was. And I'm like, why am I doing that? And what I thought is, okay, I think I spent just a little bit too long sitting in one position. So this is what happens sometimes in my life. So I homeschool. I have 4 children at home right now, 9 children altogether, but 5 are out of the house. And so basically, my youngest is 4, and so we're not homeschooling him right now. But I basically work with my other 3 children, and I'm basically most of the time working with 2 of them at the kitchen table, helping them with math, their grammar, their whatever else. And then we kind of switch. So whoever I'm not working with is out playing with Xander, who's our baby. And they get kind of recess playing with Xander. But I can sit there at the table and do like subject after subject after subject and not get up, right? And that's not good for my body. And so I think that can tend to make people more tired than they are, more tense, maybe more grumpy too. So I know that today that's one of the things that I'm going to be changing, and today's affirmation goes right along with it. So for the affirmation for the week, it is I am happy being in the moment, right? And the affirmation today is I serve my physical needs consistently. So, real quick before I jump into talking about that, we are working from this book, which is Positive Peaceful Growth Journey, and it's written by Dr. Susan Lawton. You can get it at Aroma Tools or My Oil Life. Anyway, so the affirmation for today is I serve my physical needs consistently. Okay, so let's talk about our physical needs. Sleep. We actually covered sleep really good yesterday. If you feel like you're having trouble sleeping or having trouble figuring out your sleep cycle, go ahead and listen to yesterday's clip. If you missed it, you can always find it on our YouTube channel, which is called Living the Wholesome Life. Oh, and it's Living the Wholesome Life Old. There's a Living the Wholesome Life New and a Living the Wholesome Life Old. Definitely it's going to be on our old channel. Anyway, so sleep. We cover sleep, but really quick, if you need something for sleep, lavender is super good for that. Vetiver is super good for that. Okay, so what other are our physical needs? We need to exercise. We need to move our body, and that is just one of the things that I was talking about. I know that a lot of us have desk jobs nowadays, right? Like kind of my desk job is sitting down teaching homeschooling to my children a lot of the day. But anyway, so a lot of us have desk jobs, and I really, really love that our work, if you're at work, you definitely get the 2-hour, the 15-minute breaks every 2 hours. You get your lunch break, whatever. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you kind of have to create your own breaks, right? Anyway, but I think that our society is definitely aware that our bodies do need breaks. And so if you're a stay-at-home mom, make sure you're creating those. And if you have a desk job, like I know that many businesses are going to different types of desks, like they have those, they have desks where you can sit down, be typing on your computer. They also have those kind of adjustable desks, so you can stand up and type on your computer. And I know that so much of what we do throughout the day is working on the computer, because we're inputting information, we're getting information, we're connecting with others in our jobs. So the computer can be vital, but let's just make sure that we're changing our position, we're moving our bodies. Maybe take 2 minutes every hour to get up. And if you can't, if it's the winter time, you don't want to run around the building a few times outside, or that's not really your thing, then maybe you can just, I don't know, what do you have at your work? Do you have the gyms that you can go and just, I'm going to do 5 minutes of this machine this hour, and I'm going to do 5 minutes of that machine in that hour. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom like I am, and maybe the last 10 minutes of every hour, you can go and you can do like a pickup of your house. Because if you are like most people with young children, houses tend to get messy. I think it was Irma Bombeck who said that cleaning a house with children is like shoveling your driveway while it's snowing, right? It's just going to be a constant motion. It's just going to be a constant motion in your house. And so maybe the last 10 minutes of every hour, you're going to clean your house. My best guess is that's going to freshen your environment, get you moving, get you thinking about something else. Do a change up of energy. Maybe whether you're at home or you're at work, you can just do 10 minutes. I mean, not 10 minutes. Maybe you can just do like 2 minutes of jumping jacks an hour, or 2 minutes of leg lifts, or 2 minutes of squats, or, changing it up. Just kind of get your body moving in different directions. I think moving our body is always good. So, and definitely when it comes to caring for our body's needs, exercising every day is so important. Not just those little breaks of exercise, but I love walking with my neighbors every single day. I have amazing women that live all around me. Like, I think I love every single one of my neighbors, and I know most of them. And I definitely love to walk on a daily basis with two of my neighbors, just kind of across the street and across the street the other way, right? So I hope that you too are connecting with people in your circles, people in your environments. That is definitely something that is another way of serving your physical needs, because it's actually a physical need for us to have friends. It is, I'm just going to repeat that because that's important. It is actually a physical need for us to have friends. So, if you don't feel like you don't have friends, there are other people who need friends too. Go out, meet your neighbors, say hi, like go to dinner with them, go to lunch with them, go to lunch with someone at work, go to lunch with one of your clients, go to lunch with, some of your associates. Let's go make friends, because that is just going to serve your body so well. It's going to make you smile more often. It is going to give you people who you can be compassionate toward and who can be compassionate towards you. It's just going to do wonders for your heart. So we've talked about exercise. We've talked about making friends. We've talked about sleep. So another thing that I want to talk about is nutrition. And the first thing I want to talk about nutrition is water. And basically, experts say, I'm not an expert on drinking water, but experts say that that our bodies need at least half our body weight in ounces a day. And that's for people that are normal. Like maybe if you're on, if you're super young or you're super old, if you have a lot of health conditions, talk to your doctor about what he thinks is the recommended amount of water that you should be trying to drink. But just for like the normal, the average lot of us, like half our body weight to our body weight in ounces is what they say you should drink. Now, drinking water is kind of my thing that I have to force myself to do. I could actually go throughout the day and drink just like 1 or 2 glasses, and I don't have that thirst. But they say that when you're dehydrated, one of the first things that goes away is your thirst mechanism. So if you're not drinking enough water, you're just not going to feel like drinking enough water. You're not going to feel like you need to drink water. So that's one of the things that you can see that when you're being dehydrated. And there's so many apps on that you can do. There's so many things that you can do to try to drink the amount of water you need. You can get something that measures it. Maybe get a big pitcher of water and know how much it fits, and say, okay, I'm going to empty this pitcher of water once or twice a day, whatever your goal for your water is. And I love the little apps on my phone. When I fill up my glass of water, I just hit an app on my phone, and then I know, okay, I'm tracking how much I drink. And I kind of need to do that because, again, it's one of the things that I have to kind of force myself to do right now. But drinking water is so good for you. Like, I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking about having a headache. And I said, well, you know that the number one cause of headaches is dehydration. And it causes so many other things. Like, if you're dehydrated, it can cause headaches. It can cause fuzzy thinking. It can cause weight gain. It can interfere with fertility. There is just so many things. I'm sure it's a contributor when it comes to inflammation. So please, 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 water is the number one nutrient that you need physical nutrient that you need. And so please make sure that you're drinking enough water. Going on to food, one of the things that I have heard so many times is, if you don't buy it, you can't eat it. So if you have a tendency to eat too many sweets or too many of whatever it is, I would just say maybe think about not buying it. Think about buying less of it. Think about, just actually doing a serving size. What is a serving size of this? And paying attention to serving sizes. Also, we all know, and if you're anything like me, we all need to get more vegetables in our diet. So peeling the carrots in the morning and chopping some celery and peeling the cucumbers and chopping them up. Whatever it is that you want to do to get veggies into your diet, definitely get the veggies out on the table. Some people like to put it on, like a little divided dish, and with a little turntable underneath, so it makes it a little bit more fun. Anyway, so please make sure you are getting the nutrition that you need. Caleb, really quick, can you go get me the Terra greens from our silverware jar? Okay, so I want to tell you super, super quick about one of the other things that you can be doing to get some boost your nutrition that you have. One, please make sure you're taking your vitamins. And y'all know that I love doTERRA. And doTERRA has some amazing vitamins. They have this pack that's called Lifelong Vitality Pack. And it has definitely food-based vitamins. It also has all your plants, like your omega oil, so your land and your sea oils. And it has stuff that's super, super good for inflammation. Check out LLV. I just wanted to tell you about this really quick too. It's called Terra Greens. It's from doTERRA, and it looks like this. I don't know if you can see that, some kind of powdery stuff coming out, but it looks green. It looks like a little green powder, and basically there's a ton of stuff in it. It has kale and dandelion and spinach and parsley and collard greens and broccoli and cabbage, and it has wheatgrass powder and alfalfa and juice powder and oatgrass powder, barley, pineapple, guava, mango, goji berry, mangosteen berry, and acerola cherry powder. Anyway, so if you feel like you're not getting the nutrition that you need, and eating as healthy as you want to, and honestly, this is a super good thing. I just like to put a teaspoon of this in my water, like a half a scoop. It comes with its own little scooper. I love the taste that way. Some of my friends love to, and my husband loves to put it in smoothies. Like, it's a super good thing to do if you're trying to boost your nutrition. Okay, so other physical things that you can do. So we've covered exercise and water and nutrition and sleep and friends. So the last thing I'm gonna say when it comes to physical things to do is prayer, connecting with God. And I know that some people might put that in the spiritual realm, but I think our spirituality and our physicality is definitely connected. And so prayer, like connecting with God, connecting with the one who created you on a daily basis, night and morning. I'm praying anytime throughout the day. And if you don't know how to say a prayer, this is my basic pattern for prayer. I always start, Dear Heavenly Father, and you can address God however you like to address God. And then I tend to thank him for things that I need, right? We're just talking to Heavenly Father like we would talk to a friend. Thank you for my family. Thank you for the house that I live in. Thank you for the peace that we have right now, that we don't actually have war going on right now on our streets. Thank you for, it's super easy to come with even up with 100 things that you're thankful for. Anyway, but thanking God first, right? And then definitely, if we're human, we definitely have things that we need. Heavenly Father, I'm having this struggle with maybe this person or this issue or this whatever, or praying for our president, praying for the leaders of our country, praying for the people in our country, praying for those that are homeless, those that are addicted to different things. Like, there are so many things that we can ask for help on us, and there's so many things that we can ask for help for other people. And I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of prayer. God has said that if we will seek, we will find. If we will knock, it will be answered to us. If we will ask, it will be given to us. And I'm not saying that God's going to say yes to every prayer. Like if I said, Heavenly Father, I want like a bigger house, right? He's not going to just he's not like the genie from Aladdin, and he's not going to be whoop, there you go. No, but if we pray about things and we're really willing to work for things, I think that's a perfect combination. So as I'm thinking about prayer, I'm reminded of two of my favorite sayings. The first one is pray like everything depends on God, and work like everything depends on you, right? So when we're going to pray, we're going to match our prayers with our faith. And to me, faith always requires action. Well, sometimes it doesn't require action. Like, I think it was John Milton who said that we also serve who simply sit and wait. So sometimes I think that faith requires action, and sometimes we have to have the faith to sit back and say, you know what, I've tried everything I can try, now I'm just going to give it to God, right? So, I don't know, I think that faith comes, you have to listen, which is sometimes hard for us, right? But we have to listen to God when we're saying prayers. God, what do you want me to do on this? You want me to do that? Okay, that's what I get that God wants me to do. God, what do you want me not to do on this? Okay, God doesn't want me to do these other things that I think are a good idea, but God doesn't think are a good idea. So these things I won't do. And God, do you want me to do anything on this? Sometimes God might say, no, I just want you to pray about this. I'm going to have someone else handle this one. Or I'm going to handle this one, right? So, anyway, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And the other thing on prayer is, even though when we ask, we will be given, God still knows the best thing for us. It's not like some child-adult relationship. Hey, Mom, can I have a cookie? Oh, sure, eat all the cookies you want, right? No. Sometimes as a parent, we say, nope, you can't have a cookie. It's too close to dinner. Or no, you can't have a cookie. You've had too many cookies. or no, you can't have a cookie, I have something else that's going to be way better for you. So sometimes, like, God is always there for us and God is always listening, but sometimes God's answer is we pray for something. God, I don't know, can you tell me that you love me, or show me how much you love me? And God, oh my goodness, if you pray for something like that, God almost always is going to say, absolutely, I will show you how much I love you. I will help you feel in your heart, and I will help you see little things throughout your day, how much I love you. If you want your eyes to be opened about how much I love you, yes, 100% I will do that for you. And I almost think that that's going to be a yes every single time for God. But there are things that are going to be a not now. God, can I have a baby? And maybe the time is good for us to have a baby, and we will have a baby, right? And maybe the time is not good for us. It's not the right time for us to have a baby, and then we won't. And so for maybe that one, God will say, not now. Yes, you can have a baby, but not right now. Now is not the time. Okay, so, and there's many things that we can get a not now answer on. And then sometimes we get a no answer, right? So, and I'll tell you, one thing you're probably always going to get a no answer on is, God, can I feel good? Can you please help me feel good when I'm sinning? That will probably always be a no answer, because it just breaks eternal laws and principles. The eternal law is you can't sin and feel good about it. You can't. You cannot sin and feel good about it. You cannot sin and feel good about yourself. That is just going to break an eternal principle, because God wants you to be happy. He wants you to return to Him, and He knows that certain things in your life are going to help you return to Him and help you to be happy. God knows that if you're honest, you will be happier. God knows if you love your neighbor, you will be happier. God knows that if you don't commit adultery, your life is going to be so much happier. You know, all the 10 commandments God gave us because He knows that they will make us happier. So there's certain things that you will always get a no answer. You can never pray to God, God, I want to sin, I want to be happy about it. He's never going to answer that as a yes, go ahead, right? He's never going to answer it that way. But then there's some other things that He might answer no. God, can I have this in my life? And He might just say, nope. That one isn't good for you. Okay? And it's not that He doesn't love us, and it's not that we aren't His children, and it's not that He doesn't absolutely amazingly care for us. It's just that God knows it's not good, and He's going to just say no. So anyway, that's the other thing that I want to talk about when it comes to taking care of your physical needs. Okay, so when we're talking about physical needs too, as you know, this week we've been diffusing 2 drops of Vetiver, which is the oil of centering and descent, 2 drops of rosemary, which is the oil of knowledge and transition, and 2 drops of wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. And we've on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays every week, we dive deep into each of one of those 3 oils, and we talk about what they do emotionally for you. But on Fridays, it is our day to talk about what they do physically for you. So we are going to start with rosemary, and when it comes to knowing what essential oils do physically for you, this is my favorite book. It's I don't know if you can see the whole thing or not. It's Advanced Oil Magic. You can buy it from Aroma Tools or My Oil Life. I totally love the book. It has so many different uses. You can look it up by ailment. Let's say that I have headaches or something like that. I can look it up in this book, and it's going to tell me what essential oils are good for headaches, and it's going to give me a protocol to use. Or let's say that I have lavender and I don't know how to use lavender. I can look it up in this book, and it's going to tell me the top ways to use lavender and a lot of other ways to use it too. So looking at this book, and we're going on a rosemary, and I am definitely not a doctor, right? And so I'm not going to say that any of these essential oils are going to heal anything, disclaimer on that one. That is not what I'm about today. But I'm just going to tell you some of the ways that they traditionally have been used and what traditionally they have been good for, okay? And just working through this book. So some of the top uses of rosemary. It's super good for a chronic cough. So like if you have a cough that is not going away, you can apply 2 to 4 drops over the lung reflexology points in your feet. And when you can definitely look up on your internet reflexology charts, but Google it, you'll come up with a time. They're basically all the same, but it's basically where your lung area is going to be. It's basically going to be on your ball of your foot, on your left foot and on your right foot. So you can just take 2 to 4 drops and just basically put it over there. If you have a chronic cough, you can also mix 2 to 3 drops in a carrier oil like coconut oil or olive oil, whatever vegetable oil you have at home. Just coconut and olive are some of my favorites, and massage that over your chest, and that will definitely help, or it can help. Not saying it's going to heal it, but it can help with your cough. Okay, so if you have mental or adrenal fatigue, if you open the bottle of rosemary, which I happen to have right here, but if you open the bottle of rosemary, you open it, it's going to wake you up. It's going to smell so good. It's going to definitely have a stronger smell, and it's going to be one that, your eyes are going to pop open. You're just going to feel more awake. This is a perfect oil to take along with you, this along with peppermint, when you are going on long road trips. So if you have mental or adrenal fatigue, let's say you've just been studying super long, but you still need to study because you have this big exam coming up, I would definitely pop a couple of these, like 2 drops rosemary, 2 drops peppermint into a diffuser, and that's going to definitely wake you up. You can also do a drop of peppermint or rosemary in your hand and just smell it, rub it together in your hand and smell it, rub it on the back of your neck. It's going to be a wake up. And you can also ingest it. Now, the only oils that I would suggest ingesting are doTERRA essential oils, because they third-party test every single batch, and so you can see exactly what's in your oil. Every oil has, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little white number on the bottom of my bottle, and every bottle of doTERRA has a bottle, so you can see exactly the results of every single test that has been run on your oil. And the other thing that you need to know about doTERRA oils is that many of them are so absolutely pure that they are ingestible, and not every essential oil is made for ingestion, no matter how pure it is, but many aren't. So if an essential oil is going to be ingestible, it's going to have the supplement effects on that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's basically a white supplement, like you would see on your cereal box, but it's going to be on your essential oil bottle telling you how to use it. So you can definitely put a drop or 2 of rosemary in a veggie cap and take it that way too, to help with mental or adrenal fatigue. Okay, it's super good with memory and focus. Again, it wakes you up, and rosemary is actually one that is historically used to help those who have memory problems. So whether you're a student and you're trying to remember everything that you studied, or whether you're just getting older and your memory is starting to slip a little bit, rosemary is a very, very good oil to use for that. Okay, and it can also help with jet lag. Again, that would be a wake-up type of thing. And it's super good for your hair in 2 different ways. Some people love to put 2 drops on their hand, rub their hand together and then massage it through their hair, and then shampoo. They say it's super good for hair loss that way. And but also if you have children in school, or and you have those bugs that sometimes get in people's hair, right? Rosemary is super, super good for that. Okay, so last thing I wanted to just mention on rosemary is that it can be very, very helpful for those that are suffering from alcoholic addictions. Okay, and I haven't personally used it for that. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so I don't drink. It's against our health code to drink. But I know there's a lot of people out there who do drink, and I think it can be very easy to fall into drinking more and more, trying to self-soothe, I guess. And so rosemary can super help with that. Okay, going on. And the next one that I want to talk about to you is Vetiver. And this is what it looks like. So vetiver, and vetiver comes from the roots of a grass, and you know that anything, we've already kind of discussed emotional properties before, but anything that comes from roots is grounding, is centering, it's gonna make you feel more peaceful. And vetiver is known for just being able to calm, just to calm. In fact, it says in here that vetiver is a soporific. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, soporific. It actually means it gets you drowsy. So this is wine that you would not want to take on a road trip with you while you're driving, right? Or diffusing. This is definitely not wine that you're going to be diffusing in the car on a road trip. But we did talk about vetiver when it comes to sleep. Again, so vetiver, if you're using it for sleep, you're not going to even use a whole drop. Vetiver is a you just don't even need a whole drop of vetiver. So I would just, if I'm using vetiver, I'm just going to kind of go like this and not even get a full drop, just get a partial drop on my finger, and I'm going to rub that on my big toe and on the tops of my other toes. Well, the bottom of my foot, but like the top part of my toes. Again, the reflexology parts on your feet kind of correspond with your body, and your head would start at your toes, where your reflexology parts for your points for your head would start at your toes. So especially your big toe, covering that whole thing, and then covering kind of the tops of the other toes. Vetiver. Okay, so vetiver is calming. And so it's super good for people who have ADD, ADHD, and they're just a little bit flighty, like they can't stay centered on one thing. Their mind is always like swirling off in other directions. They have a hard time focusing. Vetiver can be very good for that. Okay. Again, it's good for sleep or insomnia. You can apply it to your feet. You can also apply it down your spine. You might have to get someone else to help you do that. It's great for neuropathy, and with that, I would put like 2 to 3 drops in a teaspoon of the fractionated coconut oil or olive oil, and I would massage that on my feet. I would massage wherever I was having that neuropathy problem, and again, that's one thing that you can put down on your spine. And one thing I didn't know, that if you're having balance issues, vetiver can actually help with that too. And for that, you're just going to want to put a little bit of a drop on your hands and then massage it behind your ears. And I would make sure that you kind of cover all behind your ears. And you never put essential oils in your ears. You're just going to get a little bit on your hands and massage it around your ears and behind your ears, okay? And again, because vetiver is so calming, it can be super good for PTSD. So if you know people in the military, vetiver would be an amazing oil to help with that, because they go into so many harsh situations. It can be very, very taxing to them mentally and physically. So vetiver can really, really help with that. Looking at other things it can help with, termites. Okay, so who knew? And there's a ton of other things here in the book that you can help with. Anyway, there's vetiver. And again, vetiver also has a supplement effect, so it can be taken internally. Most of the time, how I use vetiver though, well, I diffuse it because it's super relaxing, and also putting it on for sleep. Okay, and the other oil, which is actually my husband's favorite oil, is Wild Orange, and that is one that has been in our diffuser blend, and it's the oil of abundance, right? And who doesn't want a little bit more abundance in their life? Abundance of joy, abundance of happiness, abundance of love, abundance of money. Who doesn't want more money so we can do more good in the world, right? And so Wild Orange is definitely one. It's a citrus oil, and any citrus oil like the lemon, lime, grapefruit, bergamot, tangerine, whatever, they are going to be mood enhancers, mood uplifters. So if it's a down day, let's say it's a cloudy day, it's a down day, things just aren't going right, definitely pop a few drops of Wild Orange into your diffuser. You can mix that if you want more energy. You can do wild orange, and peppermint. In fact, 1 drop of wild orange and with 1 drop of peppermint on your hand, rubbing it together, smelling it, rubbing it on the back of your neck is the perfect thing to do in the mornings or at 2 o'clock instead of your coffee break. Coffee break is going to it does stimulate you. It is a stimulant, but it also is then gonna drop you down, and so it can lead to adrenal fatigue. It can lead to a lot of other not good things. So let's just try to drop that coffee habit. Let's just take the peppermint and wild orange challenge. Like, just try to drop in your hands, rubbing together, smelling it, putting it on. And my best guess, it might be a little bit hard to break the coffee habit, but I know that you're gonna love that you did it. So, wild orange. It's a great mood uplifter. It's great to be pairing with peppermint as a stimulant. Wild orange and rosemary would be a wonderful thing to diffuse, to brighten the mood and bring more focus and bring more energy to the room. Okay, so it's actually good for immune support. You can put 2 drops of the oil into your water, drink it down, super good for that. And you can put it in smoothies. A super good refreshing room spray would be 3 drops of the wild orange, 2 drops of the peppermint, and 1 drop of the rosemary. Oh my. I think you're going to absolutely love that combination. It's antibacterial, it's antiseptic. Just looking really quick, some of the other things. Oh, one of the things I wanted to tell you is don't put it on and go out in the sun. So basically, almost any of your citrus oils are going to make your skin more photosensitive, which means that you'll be more likely to go get burned in the sun if you put it on. I know someone who put bergamot on and then went to a tanning bed. Disastrous results. Definitely, she was expecting this beautiful tan, and instead she was burned. Instead, not like seriously burned, so she had to go to the hospital, but just burned, right? And so you don't want to get a sunburn. So you're not going to be wanting to put citrus oils on your face or on your body and then go out in the sun. The one oil that you can do that is. The one citrus oil that you can use for that is green mandarin, because it is harvested when it's green. It hasn't developed that photosensitivity type of characteristic in it yet. So you can definitely use green mandarin. Some people love citrus oils for what they do, how they help to clarify the face. If I was using a citrus oil, I would only use it at night besides green mandarin. Green mandarin is something that you can use and go out into the sun with. Okay, so I think that we've covered the physical issues or the physical properties of all of these. I'm sure that there's many, many other ways to use these. If you know of a way to use these, definitely hop on, drop us a comment. Let us know your favorite ways to use the wild orange, the vetiver, or the rosemary. And then I just wanted to remind you of the affirmation for today. I serve my physical needs consistently. And I want to invite you just to think about it a little bit and think, what is one thing that I can do maybe today, maybe for the next 30 days to support my needs more physically? Do you need to exercise more? Do you need to drink more water? Pick one thing and then make that as your goal to do. So I'm going to tell you one thing that I absolutely, absolutely love doing. Sometimes when I set a goal, I have a hard time in keeping it. And I don't think I'm the only one who has a hard time in keeping the goals that I set. I think that's why so many of us set the same New Year's resolutions year after year after year, because we want to exercise and then we don't, or we want to drink more water and then we don't. So one of the things that I know that I've started doing this year is I started to give myself a carrot and a stick. And I'll tell you my carrot and the stick, and then you can think about what might be a carrot and a stick for you. So my carrot is that I love giving to charity. I love actually giving to the charities of the LDS, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Their humanitarian aid. It goes to help people with water. It goes to help people with wheelchairs. It goes to help people have better food or more food, or there's just so many things. I'll put a link hopefully in the comments on to the humanitarian aid fund that I love to give to. But anyway, what I do is I say, okay, I have this goal, and if I keep it, if I do it every single day, then I put $1 into that fund, and I actually do it just once a month. But I definitely keep track of it, and if I do my goal every single day, then I put $1 in the fund. And if I've done it for a whole, and that's my carrot, right? If I do it for a whole 30 days and I haven't missed a single day in doing my goal, then I double my money that I get to give. So instead of giving $30, I get to give $60 to the fund that I love to help with. Maybe you're saving up for a trip to England. Maybe you're saving up for a new a trip wherever your favorite place, or new shoes, or whatever you want, whatever you're into. That instead of going to help someone else, that money could go for whatever you want, if you feel like that would incentivize you. I know, to me, it definitely helps to incentivize me when I know that I can give that $1 to someone else, because actually $30 given to some organizations that help with education, and that are $60, whatever it is, that help with education, that help with clean water, that help people get food. $1 a day in many third world countries can make a huge difference. And so that's one of the things that I've been pairing with my goals that totally helps me stay more on track. And if you have different things that you like to pair with your goals, definitely let me know. As you're trying to meet your physical needs better, there's so many apps that are out there that can help you track it. And so if you love some of those apps, definitely put them in the comments. So today we are trying to serve our own physical needs better, because if we are better physically, we can help other people more, right? And again, this whole week, and I hope throughout the weekend, that you will be concentrating on being happy in the moment. We know that music definitely helps us stay on track for our goals and helps us be happy. So, my songs that I would recommend to you this week for helping to be happy is Pharrell Williams' "Happy," or Johann Sebastian Bach's Jesu, "Joy of Man's Desiring." They are my two favorite songs when it talks about happiness and joy. Okay, I think that's everything. Next week, I'm going to give you a little teaser. Next week, we are talking about being judgment-free, which I'm super, super excited about. Anyway, this is Suzanne Williams with Living the Wholesome Life and Essential Oils Health Matters, and I hope you make it an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.